There's some delusional niggas out here who thought they could just be whatever and get whatever. So maybe some guys need to hear that and maybe impacted them, right? But I think there's a lot of house cleaning that needs to happen in the manosphere in terms of other men who are in that space or in the podcasting space to stand up and say, nah, some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And I think if more people do that, then maybe you give more voices or more audience a chance to listen to voices that sometimes can make sense, as opposed to just selling y'all some bullshit that's really undermining y'all. Y'all don't even fucking know it.
Yeah, and a lot of the manosphere space, the more ideas, the more clash of ideas, the better. I'm a big believer iron sharpens iron. But from the people from the outside looking in, everything that they don't like is considered bashing, and a lot of the presumption is that women are your sugar, spice, and everything nice. It's the halo effect, and there is a lot of talk about interacting with women, how to get the kind of results you want with women. There's a lot of self-improvement content. Chase the bag and before you chase women, how to be the best version of yourself, get your money up, eat right, exercise, all this kind of stuff. And one of the things that women talk about they're considered bashing in the manosphere space on the white side and the black side is women can be shitty people, and you need to look out for that kind of stuff. And it's okay to point it out. Anytime that there's any kind of criticism, I don't care if it's about weight or single mothers or dating them or what kind of woman you want for your life. Like, oh, you're bashing women. Like, no, I'm just pointing out she's a shitty person, and that's okay. That's not bashing. That's an objective observation. But if you can say, and this is what one of the things that we've talked about before, like you can say pretty much anything you want to about a man in public space. Doesn't matter how he's a misogynist, he's just an awful human being. You can pretty much say anything you want about
He's
men in
homosexual.
public. Yeah, he's homosexual.
Sassy.
Yeah, sassy. Do those inverses towards women in public and watch how quickly you get canceled. There's no analog to the type of public discourse latitude that women have had, at least for the last 40 or 50 years. There isn't. I would love to see it, but it doesn't exist. So that's, the manosphere is a reaction to something. It's not a, hey, well, let's all get together and hate women and let's put it out all on the internet. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's great. That's not how it happened. It's a reaction to something.
So I'm going to answer your rhetorical question and give you an example because, of course, that's what I do. Your rhetorical question about give you an example of when women are dragged every single time a woman moves on in a relationship that's public, she get dragged and being called for the streets. That's an example. Now, that brings us to a subset of the manosphere, the passport bros.
No, because I want to say this. My biggest problem with the manosphere is that y'all niggas be selling wolf tickets, right? Like, not every dude is going to be the alpha dude who's going to make all this money. I get the whole idea of go out there and get the bag. For whom it applies, yes, please apply it. But I think what the problem I have is that it sells the same fucking delusion that everybody can do everything all the fucking time. No, you can't. Right? You can't. I'm sorry. If you have not had a track record of doing certain things, maybe your lot in life is just being a good father and a good husband, my nigga. This idea that everybody got to go out there. What triggered it was when Devin was talking about, go out there and get the bag before you get the girl. That is such a fucking cookie cutter bullshit way to look at life to a certain extent, because some of us actually found the girl while we were on the way to getting the bag. You know what I'm saying? Like, this mindset that pushes men to want to maybe settle down later in life because there's this formula they have to follow that's going to lead to happiness, right? The fuck out of here. That's not necessarily a formula for everybody. And I hate that they position men to feel like you're less than a man if you don't reach these heights or if you don't do these things. Right? They start to redefine what manhood is or masculinity is and put more on it. Nah, bruh, handle your responsibilities, right? Be able to regulate your emotion on some level, right? Have some level of logic in your decision making. Try to lead yourself, if not a household. Like, it could be real simple, but they start adding things like, oh, in order to be the man, you got to have a fucking bag because you want that dime piece. This is just so fucking ridiculously cookie cutter. It's like high school. You got to be the quarterback to get the fucking cheerleader and shit. That's just dumb. You replace quarterback with the hot nigga, lit nigga. You place the cheerleader with the IG baddie. That's the shit that we talk about, right? The other thing that gets me, though, too, is that this whole conversation around single mothers, right? Because Anton says this shit a lot, too. Hey, you're a simp if you get with a woman who is a single mom. What? Does that not take into account the guy on any level? Oh, he's an ace boom cook. He's a top tier nigga, huh? The guy. I can see if you're saying a guy who moves a certain type of way, maybe he has better options. Cool. But we're not talking about all guys, are we? How about the guy who's a single father, too? He got a couple of baby moms. You mean to tell me he can't, build a family with a woman who has a child? Maybe she's smart. They put their pennies, their dollars together and build that shit, that blanket type of statement like all men who do these things that's fucking ridiculous. Some of y'all, the baddest that you'll ever get is going to be a single mom. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? It just supposes that all niggas are alpha top tier niggas. If that's the case, there would be no such thing as top tier niggas. Right? Not everybody can be that, and that's okay. If you came from a lineage where your daddy wasn't there, then maybe the best thing that you can do is be there for your fucking kids. You know what I'm saying? Retire. Play with your grandkids. You ain't make $1 million, but maybe you change the course of your legacy and lineage by just being fucking there. The idea that niggas got to be everything for everybody. That's the thing that I really push back on S&M, because I think just like women who have these unrealistic ideas of what's out there for them, and then they delay what should be for them in the now because of some bullshit that somebody sold them, and they wake up like, what happened to my life? That's why some of these niggas are fucking miserable. They spend a lot of their time listening to other people. My God, you were probably always good enough. You dig what I'm saying? Before, it was women telling you that you're not good enough. Now it's dudes low-key on the sly telling you that you're not good enough. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to tell you, Jay made his address, my brothers, you are good enough, right? Where you are. If you want to be better than when you are, then move forward in that way. But decide it for yourself, not because some nigga on a fucking podcast got you feeling less than. What's that yada nigga? Oh, niggas got to take care of their families 100%. My wife never touches it. Nigga, shut your ass up. There's a lot of these niggas in their spaces talking all this shit, and they don't give a fuck about men for real, for real. All they're doing is trying to make money off of men and poke their chest out about how they didn't do a thing. Yes, I didn't marry a single mom. My wife didn't have kids. But guess what? If I wasn't married and the woman was fired, I would. I'm not going to come on here and poke out how much better I am than niggas just because that wasn't my circumstance. That's what these niggas are doing, dog. You know what I'm saying? And the last thing is, when we was having that conversation about having the fathers at home, my dad was there, bro. I am not the type of nigga who feel like because I had an experience, you got to have the experience. I don't necessarily judge and isolate people just because they had a different experience. That's why I would never do that. You get what I'm saying? That's what a lot of these niggas do. And Cheyenne Bryant. You know what I'm saying? And I just got to call that shit out. Wake the fuck up. These niggas are playing in your face, right? And not giving you nothing back of real value because they don't know you. You heard what I'm saying? I just had to say that, man. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Any other final thoughts, or did Nick ring the bell on that one?
Motherfuckers.
Well, whoever you listen to, don't, and especially whether it's Cheyenne Bryant, her in particular, or any podcast people, never listen to people who don't have the shit they're talking about. Like, oh, I'm going to tell you how to get in this relationship, but you don't have a relationship. Or I'm going to tell you how to get a family. You don't have one. So that's just a good rule of thumb. Whoever you're listening to, make sure they have the shit they're telling you how to get. I'm going to land on that.
All right,
you know what?
then. Go ahead,
Check
Jay.
their paperwork too. Check their paperwork, because some people reinvent themselves 5-6 times.
That's a fact.
They'll be an expert on ABC one day, expert on 1, 2, 3 the next day, and they're just an expert on whatever's trending. So you know what I'm saying? Check their paperwork. See what they've been doing for a while before you go off and change your whole life. You'd better off listening to ChatGPT, and even the owner of that said that you should check it. So.